worried you might be feeling like you're not a priority in their life because they do have a lot going on and they're kind of struggling to stay on top of everything. Maybe there's a period of transition here, such as moving or changing to a new job. Or dealing with some family obligations. But this individual is worried that you're thinking maybe even that they're seeing someone else or that they've lost interest in you altogether. So I do think they're going to try to do something to make it clear to you that this is an important connection to them. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hello, April. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. You can find that in the description box, as well as more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. Hello, Holland. Hello, James. Hello, Famous Seamus. What's up? I think so, but it's hard to keep track of like the weather, so trying to dress appropriately has been interesting this week. And I'm really not used to the like daylight savings change yet. It's messing with me. We're gonna start with the Tattoo Tarot. I think we should just like do away with daylight altogether. Daylight savings, I should say. That's just my opinion. All right, what else do we have? Five of Cups in the reverse. Six of Cups and the Five of Wands in the reverse. I just wanted to like reach out and like check in with you and make sure you know this isn't like me trying to ghost you or like Homer Simpson into the shrubbery and stop seeing you. I've just got too much going on. I think they're giving you a little bit more insight or detail into all they've got going on, or maybe even saying, hey, I didn't really tell you too much about this, but there's this thing happening in my family right now, or this thing that's happening at my job right now, so that instead of having to guess what they're dealing with, right? So Nine of Pentacles is in the reverse because it's like, no, I'm not trying to suggest that, I'm feeling something that I haven't told you, or that your intuition is off and I really don't like you at all. Someone is standing up and communicating very clearly so that you don't have to guess. I do feel like they're still wanting to be in a relationship or working towards that with you. How's it going, Jess? Hello, Zam. How are you doing? Hello, Lyle. Hello, Lottie. Hello, Zatskia. How you doing? Hello, Keegan Scholler. Just dripping, huh? We got the Page of Swords and the reverse. Without communication, this could be misinterpreted as a loss of interest or distance between the two of you. So they want to make sure that they address that. Hey, Donald. How you doing today? May I assume that you would like a few cards pulled? Hello, Wes Ruiz. How you doing? Thanks. Hello, Mr. Costas. What's up? Oh, well, that's fun. How's it going, used to? Hey, Frosty. It's not one at all, but I appreciate that your username is very apropos. Thank you, Rachel. Hello. Look, it's another Wicked. Welcome. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. All right, one more from this, and we'll get a different deck. We've got the Eight of Swords. Oh, okay. Not my favorite card. But this is someone basically letting you know this is how I feel. I've got a lot going on. There's things that I don't necessarily have solid deadlines for, or there are things that are still kind of in flux. But I want to get something on the calendar with you so that you know that this is important to me. This is the Marseille Cat Tarot. Hello, Juris. How are you doing? Hello, Vishal. Hello, Antonio. Hello, Pink. What's up? Hello, London. Hello, Tomas. 7 of Cups. Look how cute that is. It's like he's in the cup. And the 5 of Wands in the reverse. Again. With the 9 of Cups. So let's not assume that we're arguing. Let's not assume that I'm upset with you or that I've decided to choose someone else, right? 7 of Cups would be like other choices. Yes, I know that there could be other people that would be interested in me, but I've got to be very clear. You're the person that I want. I've just got a lot of things on my to-do list right now, or I've got a lot going on. Oh, I'm wishing you luck, April. I hope it goes smoothly for you. What else? 3 of Wands. Ace of Wands in the reverse. Taking action to make sure that this doesn't end up being a missed opportunity. Because I know if I were in your situation, I would be asking some questions and wondering if you're still interested. And I don't want you to get the wrong message. So here's what's going on. Here's what I'm dealing with. Hello, Hazelnut. How are you doing? Hello, Tosh. What's up? It's a general reading, but that doesn't mean that it resonates for everyone. And it could also be one of those things where a portion of it resonates, but not all of it, right? Hello, Priyanka. How you doing? Thank you for the tip. Current feelings from Neil. And next action. I've got you on the list, and I start those at about 30 minutes in, just to let you know. So we've got the 6 of Wands, a card that talks about success. The Knight of Cups and the Tower in the reverse. So I have to prioritize this thing that is important, but I don't want any negative thoughts to take over our connection. Clear communication will ensure that you know where my head's at or what I'm thinking, and you won't have to be, wondering if I'm talking to someone else or if I'm upset with you over something and I didn't mention it, right? This is the Romance Angel Oracle. Thank you, Rachel. Yeah, thank you for the likes and the subscribes. I appreciate that. Hello, Tony. How's it going? We've got passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So the Emperor in this reading doesn't have to be a man, by the way, but this is somebody who's saying, I know I need to be the one to start this conversation, or I know I need to communicate this clearly in order to avoid some misconceptions over where I'm at or what I'm thinking. So I'm going to make the effort. I'm going to say, hey, let's for sure hang out on the 15th or whatever it is, right? We'll do this and I'll prioritize that. But I appreciate your patience until I have more free time, right? So if you can let go of some of those things that you might normally use as indicators that somebody's interested in you, like, oh, I need to see you every day or every other day or every 4 days or whatever it might be, you can be a little bit more relaxed on that and allow them to deal with whatever they need to deal with. They'll feel a little bit more relaxed and able to enjoy your company. This is the Tarot of the Cat People. I'm glad. What else do we have? Two of Swords, Four of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Four of Swords is also in the reverse. Yeah, I have to make a decision. I think this is somebody who is perhaps ill. It could be I'm ill and I have to let you know that that's complicating or making it take a lot longer for me to get through the other things I need to do, or I need to be there for my aunt or parent or sibling. It's not something I could have controlled. Maybe things are kind of out of control at work, but it's a sense that everything happens all at once to complicate things. A wrench in the plans, if you will. Thank you for the flower, hippie. Hello, Llama. How are you doing? We have the Ace of Swords, the World, and the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, there's something here that has crumbled or fallen apart. It could be someone has need to make drastic plans or changes to their plans regarding living or working. Or again, they're doing something to help a family member, but this is like, I couldn't predict this. I couldn't put it on the calendar a month ago because I didn't know it was going to happen, right? But if I can clearly communicate to you, hey, I might have to travel elsewhere, or hey, there's been news that I've heard of someone not doing very well or someone needing some assistance moving out of, a bad living situation, I've got to deal with that now, and then we can spend time together, right? Hello, Eduardo. How are you doing? Hello, Joshua. What else? Page of Pentacles in the reverse and the Ten of Pentacles. More and more, this looks like it's a family obligation, but Ten of Pentacles can also be related to somebody's money. So it could be, I really have to work because this is my busy season and I might not be able to spend as much time with you as I normally would have, but I want to be clear that there will be times I set aside for you, or I want to make sure we get some things on the calendar so that we have that set up and ready to go. Yes, my condolences. Hello, Rock. How are you doing? I have before, Andrew. I hope you're having a good day. We have Five of Swords in the reverse, Four of Cups in the reverse, and the Ten of Cups in the reverse. Wow. So there's something they can't say no to. This is a requirement. I don't have a negotiating chip here, or I feel obligated. But I will make it up to you. Maybe they have to cancel something. Maybe you had gotten into a pattern of spending a lot of time together, and it's like, that change in my schedule could be misinterpreted as, oh, I've decided I actually kind of like hate your laugh, or I think you have a horrible taste in music, or I'm not attracted to you. No, it's here's what's going on. I need to make sure I prioritize this, or I need to take care of this, and then we can hang out, Hello, Buffy. How are you doing? I have not. Andrew, I think what comes to mind is that I believe it would be spelled Loch, like a Scottish lake. Or even Lachlan, Lachlan, is what comes to mind. Hello, Bon. How you doing? Yeah. We've got the Magician and the Chariot. Wow. Yeah, this person has travels. The Chariot is clarifying the world. Both of these are cards that can talk about traveling. So here's what my schedule is. Here's where I'm probably going to have to be, or it may be a few weeks before I'm back around. But hey, maybe when I come back, we can take a little weekend trip, or we could do something special, like go see your favorite music artist, or go to your favorite restaurant. I'll make up to you whatever I can after I deal with this, you know? Thank you, Donald. We've got Four of Wands in the reverse and the Ace of Wands. Two Cups. Two Cups. This person may tell you that they love you. I know it feels like we aren't able to spend a lot of time together, or I know I'm asking a lot because we'll have to be apart or kind of long distance for a little bit, but you're still my priority. Or, you know, maybe it's a good time for me to tell you that you have nothing to fear because I've fallen in love with you. This is clarification of where they stand before they have a responsibility, right? This is the Situations deck. Hello, Stephen. How are you doing? Hello, Svetlana. How are you doing? Pretending, fake, living beyond means. Closed in, trapped, frustrated, and crushed. So this family member that they're, you know, feeling obligated to assist is somebody who may have been locked up. It may have been somebody who is in a toxic relationship. It may be someone who is feeling alone or feeling crushed because they've gotten some bad health news. But we do have some pretty difficult emotions to process, as well as a sense of like responsibility or actions that I need to take because of the situation. Hello, Priya. How are you doing? Hello, Shiva. Hello, Rick. How are you doing? Hey, Svetlana, please don't repeat your questions. I do often take personal questions at about 30 minutes in, with priority to those who tip or donate. And I do like to do some freebies along the way. We've got waves, emotions coming and going. Maybe this is someone in their family that they had some conflicted feelings about. This person could have had a gambling issue or been a little bit pretentious. And whatever has happened, I don't feel like there's a lot of flexibility. You know, maybe there's a surgery scheduled, and I said I would be there to, you know, cook meals for this person for 2 weeks while they recover, that kind of thing. It's true. Family. Yeah, this is about a family connection or family responsibility. All right. What do we want? We're going to go with the Pause Tarot. What else do we have? The Hermit. The Four of Wands in the reverse. And the Ten of Cups. I like this because the Ten of Cups is clarifying the Ten of Cups in the reverse. So before I was trying to figure out what is this reason for things coming to a standstill or it seeming like you're not as interested in seeing me. I don't understand what this is. I was trying to, pick up on some hints, but then you basically validate for me that we're still on the same track. Everything's fine. You've just got to deal with this first. So they do appreciate the communication. The Hermit would be the person that the Emperor is having this conversation with. Before I thought maybe there was an argument or you decided I'm not your type. And now I know what's really going on. Now I know you've got some obligation pertaining to family. It seems to be a health or living situation thing. And then once I get back, it's like, let's go do something fun. Let's set aside some time to make up for it if we can. We've got the Eight of Swords. There might have been somebody that was in jail. And the Nine of Swords in the reverse. Yeah. At first, I wasn't sure what to tell you. Maybe there's some scandal associated with this problem or with this person that they're helping. Maybe there is some need to be kind of secret or private about what's going on. Just kind of saying, my cousin's going through something or my brother needs some assistance. I can tell you more about it when I get back. But I do need to focus on this thing. How about we plan on like a trip or spending, a couple days together when I'm back. All right, this is the truth is. I still have feelings for you. You don't have to worry about whether or not I lost my feelings for you. I still am interested. Ooh, okay. So there could be some concern here because the way they interact with families, the Hermit and the Emperor, could be very different. Remember, the Hermit and the Emperor, neither of them have to be a man. These are energies that I'm reading. But we have someone who may feel like you're spending too much time trying to help this person when you could be spending time with me. Maybe we have a little bit of a negative reaction here. Hello, Joa. How are you doing? What are the actions of Raquel towards me by the end of this month? I got you. Thank you for the tip. Hello, Allie. How are you doing? Sounds good. Hello, Pamela. How's your day? I can't do this, and you let me down. So I think there might have already been plans on the calendar. Like maybe we were already planning a trip and now we have to reschedule it. Maybe we already had concert tickets and I was really excited and now you're saying you can't go. We do have this Hermit feeling a little bit upset. And yet there's still some passion here. And I guess maybe I overreacted or I'm just feeling kind of pouty because I really wanted to do that. I don't know. It could go either way. This person seems to be trying to understand, but also struggling to let go of whatever plans they already had or accepting that there would be maybe a couple of weeks where they don't see each other, that kind of thing. I'm doing well, thank you. Hello, Crystal. How are you doing? Hey, Lyrical. I'm going to put you in a little bit of a timeout, a baby timeout, for the repeat messages. So this is somebody who feels like they knew they were going to disappoint this romantic partner of theirs. They knew that it would be not the best of reasons to reschedule something or to have to alter plans. But I do think they're trying to sweeten the pot a little bit. Like, okay, we're going to, drive a couple hours to go see that show and then drive back the same night. How about we'll go see this other show and we'll get a hotel and make like a weekend of it. They're trying to make sure that they show this change of plans or this need to go do something for their family doesn't mean that they are not a priority anymore. Hello, Golly. How are you doing? Good morning, Shayla. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Albert. Ooh, Albert. I was going to go with Alberto, and then I didn't see the O. Sorry. We've got Knight of Wands in the reverse and the Seven of Cups in the reverse. So, yes, it seems a little bit rushed, or yes, you might be insulted because you were really looking forward to doing that thing. But I'm going to be very clear with you about what's going on. I want to trust you with, some of the information on what's causing me to change these plans. And I hope then you'll understand why I've made that decision. No, I thought this conversation was going to go well. And now it kind of seems like the hermit is like, oh, I don't like you. Hello, Ricardo. Hello, Mac. How are you doing? Thank you, Rachel. We have Justice. Wow, which is interesting because that was literally the last card I pulled over here, right? First card right here. So I know it's going to feel like I'm not doing right by our connection or that I have demoted you in my prioritizations, but I will find a way to make it up to you. I don't want you to feel like it was a complete loss. We'll do something even better than what we had planned the first time. There's that hermit again. So this person could be a Virgo. It doesn't have to be. But they're like, hey, I promise you, even though there is a frustrating element here to having to reschedule or do something different, my intention is to make it up to you and make sure that you feel like I've found a good alternative, right? That's true. We've got the Devil in the reverse. So I do feel like this is going better now. It gets a little antagonistic, a little combative. That kind of sucks. I didn't really like that, but I do understand that you kind of have your hands tied. You do have to do this for work, or you do have to do this for your family, and I'll figure out how to handle things on my side. If it's a sell my concert ticket or find another friend who wants to go, that's what I'll do. But I understand that you're going through a lot. So I think we have somebody kind of stepping it back a little bit. Initially, the reaction is, that sucks. How could you do that? And then it's more of like an understanding tone. Thank you, Rachel. All right, we're going to dive into those personal questions. We've got Donald, Priyanka, and then Joao. We will, let's see, what should we use for Donald's reading? We'll go with the Tarot of the Nile. Hello, Mr. Leandro. How are you doing? What do we have for Donald, please? What do we have for Donald? Ooh. Thank you, Stephanie. Let me know what your question might be, Stephanie. And if you hear my stomach growl, it's not my fault. It is, but Donald, we have the Six of Swords in the reverse and Judgment in the reverse. Magician in the reverse. There's someone manipulative in your energy. This is someone who's claiming that they're just defending themselves or they're doing what they have to do, but that's not true. They're going, like, it's more of a going on an offense than defense because they don't want the truth to be known. So this is someone who's trying to hide what really happened and trying to make someone else look like they're guilty. So this could be someone who's trying to blame you or make you look like the guilty party, or someone who feels like you're the decision maker and they have to like prove it to you. I do feel like this is somebody who can apologize for part of it, but not all of it, if that makes sense. But we have a manipulative energy, just not wanting to admit something that they did. Let me get that. What's the best way to have C open up on his feelings? Tends to get defensive. I got you, Stephanie. Hello, GJ. How are you doing? Hello, Nahida. How you doing? Oh, I'm going to need you to put that in English if you don't mind, because I don't know what that says. All right. Let's see what we've got for Priyanka. Priyanka was asking about Neil's current feelings towards Priyanka and next action. What are Neil's current feelings towards Priyanka? Two of Pentacles, Queen of Wands in the reverse. Three of Swords in the reverse, and the Star. I do feel like this person has dealt with insecurity. I do think that there was something that needed to be addressed or kind of balanced out before Neil could feel as confident coming towards you or expressing things. But we've got the Three of Swords in the reverse. So it feels like there's been improvement here in terms of how Neil feels about himself. And as a result, it's like he's given permission to feel feelings towards you. He sees you as the Star. The Star is healing energy, so he might feel like you are the first person he would want to hug from if he's had a rough day, or the first person he'd want to talk to if he had some good news to share. But there's also somebody else who is trying to get Neil's attention, someone from Neil's past. And it looks like there's a question here of, do I really know who these two are? Can I make that decision? What is the next action? Thank you, Nick. Let me know if you've got a question. That's funny. Are you concerned, Shikar? There are none. Hello. How do I say that? Raka? How are you doing? Hello, Jennifer. Nick, let me know if you have a question. Sorry, my nose ring is bothering me. And I want to look into what the next action is from Neil for Priyanka. A change in mindset, which is the most important part regarding what he wants. So right now it's important to allow him that space to go through that transformation or see things from a new perspective. With the Eight of Swords in the reverse, he's no longer being caught up perhaps in what everybody else expects from him, right? All right, let's see what we've got for Joao. We've got, what are Raquel's next actions towards Joao by the end of the month? King of Cups, Five of Pentacles, Knight of Swords in the reverse. I see some self-sabotaging behavior on her part, an impulsive decision to implement silent treatment or go no contact or leave you hanging, being flaky on an agreement or a date. But the King of Cups is at the front because I feel like this is somebody who is being nice until the very moment where they decide not to be nice. Hello, Rooster. How are you doing? Hanged Man and Temperance. This is like advising you that there is a calm before the storm. It seems like everything is fine. It seems like she has a change of heart or a change of perspective. And then this like calm causes her to freak out. Maybe she's just really uncomfortable with things being good. Maybe she's used to chaos. Because it's like, I need to remove myself from the situation. Or I need to go somewhere else. I need to run away. So there's some avoidant energy here. All right, so this is, I wish you luck with that, Joelle. This is the Meta Muse, and we're going to tackle Stephanie's question. The best way to get C to open up regarding feelings towards Stephanie. What is the best way for Stephanie to get C to open up about feelings? Hello, Flower. How you doing? Hello, Nito. How's it going? Hey, Peggy. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Well, I hope you close some deals. So regarding C's emotional maturity, there is something here that is a little bit selfish about this person. And it's kind of like an obstinate energy. I know that I should probably grow up a little bit or change my behavior in this way or do this, but I don't want to. So it's not about like, how do I say this? C has to make up their own mind. I want to be open. Queen of Swords in the reverse. I do feel like one thing in particular is external influences. Now, this could be suggesting, Stephanie, that there are friendships that should not be influenced by you in any way, but are a negative influence on C. And if those friendships alter or even go no contact, that could have a positive impact on him and communicating those emotions. I do feel like there's someone here giving him bad advice or influencing how he acts with you in a negative way. This could also be about your friends being a negative influence on you. It doesn't have to be one or the other, so take it how it resonates. But this is saying there's external influences that make it more likely that the two of you will be on different pages or make it seem like those conversations would be more toxic. If people were a little bit more like chill, it wouldn't be such a problem, you know? Hello, Deborah. How are you doing? Hello, Jane. How's your day going? Two of Swords and King of Wands in the reverse. The most important thing that I can say, and I underscore this, don't try to control this person. This is someone who overreacts when they feel like someone is trying to have authority over them. This could be someone who struggles with their bosses telling them what to do. They may have a negative relationship with their parents. But the most important thing is to give this person space to make this choice on their own, because if you try to push it, it's like a Chinese finger trap. It's only going to cause more problems. Hello, Mary. How are you doing? I wish you luck with that, Stephanie. Did we get a question for Nick? Nick is my next one. Hello, Hotbox. How are you doing? Hello, Amin. I don't see Nick. Nick, let me know if you have a question. Hey, if you want to be non-judgmental, you are welcome to come back after tomorrow. But I don't have time for that. All right, so I think it was Jennifer. Yes, Jennifer is asking about the current relationship. What guidance does Jennifer need, please? All is not lost. There is a failure with regards to some insecurity or need for external validation, but there is still love here. 2 of Cups. If you can address the resentment that has been carried over, you are able to salvage this relationship. There will continue to be instability if one person, could be you, could be them, continues to feel rejected or not really good enough. So it's free will, right? You have the ability to invest in this and salvage it. If you approach it the right way with the 6 of Swords, things would improve. But only if you address the resentment or the whoever feels like they've been rejected. Otherwise, the stability or that like strong foundation is impossible to rebuild or repair. Hello, J Mark. How are you doing? This is the White Sage Tarot. Hello, Queen of South. How are you doing? Jenny is asking, will I ever speak to my mom again? Yes. There is a new chapter starting after a sense of like, I'm hearing bad things happen in 3s. Someone goes through a pretty negative chapter. Could be you, could be her. But it reminds someone that life is short and that maybe it's silly to be acting like this is not important. So I see a change in priorities or what needs to be guarded or defended. And someone finally making a decision to pick up the phone or reach out or do something after a long period of waiting. Hello, Sayari. How you doing? Sayari is asking, is it limerence? Yes, it is limerence. There is something being hidden from you regarding this person's instability or inability to commit. It could be something like, in a couple months, I plan on moving. I feel like this is someone who is trying to get what they want out of a situation without being honest about what that really is. Is there someone else interested in this person? Yeah, there's someone else who's interested in you. So this limerence, don't choose it just because you feel like there isn't something else. I do feel like there's divine timing at play that's going to bring another option forward for you. In other words, someone may be convincing or confessing how they feel. All right, let me do Apurva's questions. Thank you, Apurva. How you doing? Has the chapter of mine with Animal ended? Has the chapter with Animal ended for Apurva? No. It does feel to me like there is another chapter potentially. It depends on someone leveling up. So I feel like it's about whether or not Animal decides to go through an ego death. Should Apurva move on? Yes, because even though you move on, there could still be another chapter, which seems confusing. Sometimes you need to move on or establish something new for yourself in order to let go of the past. And sometimes the past does come back around at a better time, but this is saying you need to focus on you or even be open-minded to other people. What is his side of the story? He looks at this as love, but I need to be logical. I need to make the smart decision. So he's being overly analytical. Eight of Swords in the reverse, but there's something tugging at his conscience, telling him that he's not seeing things appropriately or that he's kind of limited his worldview here. I like to be careful with questions like what's destined because that robs you of your free will. And the reality is the destiny was for you two to meet, but it is still your free will that determines how things go. We do have the Tower in the reverse, indicating that there has not been enough change on his side. He has to choose to go through this ego death. He has to go through this transformation, or there is not a possibility for things to work out for the two of you. So, yes, there's free will. I do think it's important for you to move forward. That could be what motivates action on his part. All right. Hello, Donna. Thank you again. Yes, I already did yours, Priyanka. It was the second one. I want to say it was about 30 minutes. Maybe 29 minutes is where I started the personal questions. Let's pull some more cards for Donald. Thank you for the tip. What else do we have for Donald? Eight of Wands in the reverse, Queen of Swords. Two of Swords, Page of Swords. Okay, so in this situation, Donald, you're coming through as the Queen of Swords, which is to comment on your intelligence and your ability to perceive the truth where others may fail to. So there's a decision that you need to make, and it may seem like all of the data or all of the information you've been given indicates the answer is A when it's really B. So trust your intuition. With this Eight of Wands being in the reverse, this is like something that's unsaid or not concrete, but you know it. Like when the weatherman tells you that there's going to be a really nice sunny day, but your ankle's hurting and you know that means it's going to rain. Trust your intuition. It'll guide you the right way. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I